too long. We are the children of Israel. We are Bani Israel.
That's right.
We are the biblical Israelites.
Well, so we can come out of this captivity and start worshipping God as we're intended to.
Long.
Where? No, have to be long.
Yeah.
Where are you from? If you don't mind me asking.
From Zimbabwe.
You're from Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the Israelites or who the Israelites are?
Just a bit of it on people. No, I'm not a fussy guy about the Bible that much.
You don't believe in the Bible?
I do.
You believe in it?
But I don't read the Bible.
That's not a problem. Because a lot of the time, a lot of people read it, they don't understand it. Religions read it all the time. But you need to understand that the Bible isn't a religious book, first of all. This is a book of history. It's a history book. Yeah, no, but it's about our ancestors and how we got to where we are. Because the reason the book is about the people of Israel, they were scattered to the four corners. So you can see this chart here. You'll see all the places, it's ain't even a half of it. So the Ashanti tribe, Igbo tribe, Yoruba tribe, Lemba tribe, even to Australia, Japan, we're all over the world.
There's Lemba's down there by
Zimbabwe.
The Lemba's, you heard of Lemba? No, Lemba, no.
So the history, you see, it's different.
No, it's not different. What's different about it?
It is different.
What's different?
Religion is okay, but there are so many things to it.
And that's why we don't believe in religion. Like I said, you need to separate the scriptures or the writings from religion, because Christianity is religion.
Yeah.
Islam or Muslims, that's a religion.
That's a religion.
We're not a religion. We don't have a religion.
What do you have?
So what do I have? That's a good point. We have this. We have a collection of writings that were written by our ancestors to us. So you buy a product, you buy a car. What do you get with the car? You buy anything, buy a phone. What comes with the phone?
Manual.
A manual. Exactly. Now this, what was written by our ancestors, was there to teach us how to live.
Okay, hold on. I understand this too much. I'll ask you this. Christianity came to Africa in what century? You can still remember, because to be honest.
But then that's what I'm saying, you're talking about a religion.
No.
Long before you're going to be talking about when they brought the Bible, well, so-called Christianity, the religion, to Africa. Long before that, they had the writings of our ancestors. Yeah, long before that, there's actual history. There's autographed evidence of the Bible being there.
The only
even
place in Africa that had all that was Egypt.
Yeah.
The rest of Africa didn't have all this. So you see, to me, when these guys came with this book down to Africa, they really had a theme and a motive towards it. If you see today, it's the opposite. The West that brought Christianity to the African people have deserted Christianity, and they don't talk about it.
No, they don't keep it.
Do you know why? The African man has taken it to the highest point. He now believes he's there. He's no longer believing that. He doesn't even think that his ancestors ever existed. He is told that your ancestors are the wrong people. In that book, that's what they're saying. But I've never seen a verse in the Bible that says something.
That says what?
That ancestors are not whatever. I've never heard.
Let's get Deuteronomy. I'll show you in the Bible where Deuteronomy chapter 28, because our ancestors, the reason we got punished and scattered all over the world, and we got taken from Africa. You've heard of the transatlantic slave trade, innit?
Yeah.
So you know where the slave coast is. You know about Benin, Togo,
all those.
Yeah. So what happened was, when those people you're talking about who brought Christianity, so-called Christopher Columbus, but that wasn't his real name. That was a translation. Yeah, his name was Christopher Columbus. When he came with Hebrew interpreters. Why?
Because he didn't even understand what it was.
No, it's because he knew who he was going to get. He went to get the people of the book because our ancestors were the chosen of the Most High. And when we say the Most High, we mean the Creator. We believe in in England they say God. The God is just a title. We believe in the one Creator of everything. There's only one. He's the Most High. Now, they knew who they were going to take from Africa, from the west coast of Africa. And they went with Hebrew interpreter because they knew which language they spoke. So let's read this. And you're saying you've never heard in the Bible anything about ancestors or history.
That says ancestors are not known.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't say specifically ancestors, but it's talking about our ancestors. But that's like saying I've never seen in the Bible where it says you shouldn't get tattooed. Would you tell your child to get a tattoo? No, because in your heart, your mind, you're saying I don't agree with that. I don't think that's right. But it doesn't say in the Bible don't. So you couldn't say to your child then, the Bible says don't do it. But the Bible is telling us now. So read that 28 and get verse 1, then get where it says curses, and then get where it goes to 28. 68.
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 1. And it shall come to pass, if thou shalt hearken diligently unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe and to do all his commandments, which I command thee this day, that the Lord thy God will set thee on high above all the nations of the earth.
So the Most High said to our ancestors, is that if you do what I say, if you keep my commandments, if you do what you're told, I'm going to make you above all the nations on the earth. You're going to be kings, you're going to be rich, you're going to have anything you want. And then jump to 15. So that's what would happen if we continue to do what's written in the book. If we follow the instructions of the manual, like you said, we would have been blessed. But wherever you find us now, we're at the bottom of society. Wherever you find us, we're the first fired, we're the last hired. Last hired, so like, yeah. When they see us, they cross the road. When they look at you, they think, it's a criminal. They're a thug. They clutch their bag. That's what they see. The first thing they see is because the media and the news, they demonize us. Whenever our people of color, commit a crime, the first picture they put up is the mugshot. When their people, the so-called Caucasian people, commit a crime, they put up graduation pictures or family pictures so they look like nice family people. Am I lying?
You are not lying.
Exactly. So let's read on. So
Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So now he's saying the opposite. He's saying now if you don't listen, this is what's going to happen. Read on.
To observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I command thee this day.
So we've got things by the Creator, set by whoever created this whole universe. He set things that we need to do. It's commanded and it's expected of us. Same way you got children.
Yeah.
You have a house. Yeah. Now, when you're in your house, do you set rules for your children? Of course. And in the same manner you set rules for your children, the Creator who created the universe set rules on this earth. So it can run correctly. Now, if your children step out of line and they don't do what you've commanded them to do or set the rules, what happens?
There are many ways to do it.
There's many ways to do with it, but what happens? You told them don't touch that and they touch it. What's your next move?
Next move is a different one. Slip on the hand.
Yeah, there you go. And it's in the same manner, what you're saying is, it seems very simple, but a lot of people don't get it. Because in the same manner we set rules and we punish our children because they don't follow instructions, it's the same way the Creator was. He created this plane, he gave us the instructions, he said don't do this and do this. And anytime we do them, we'll be blessed, we'll get our whatever our allowance, we'll get our money, we'll be able to buy our whatever game you want, you'll be able to go out. But no, we decide we're gonna go against him, so this is what's gonna happen if we don't do what he says. Read it.
It shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and all his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
That curses are going to come upon us. And that, what we're talking about, just that simple thing, the transatlantic slave trade, and several other things that took place, were part of the curses. That was a punishment.
So why is it that it's only is a case more to the people of color than people of no color?
Great, very good question.
Yeah,
why is that?
Then, the first thing, why is God done it that way?
That's
Have we wronged him so much that he would deserve that?
Yeah.
In what way?
And see, because we're looking at it from a earthly, like a human perspective.
Yeah.
You've got to understand that him as the creator, to him, one day is like 1,000 years. For us, it's 1,000 years. So what you see him as or deem as something that's great, to him it's small. And the point is, after what we've been through, we will never go back not on purpose anyway, unless you're stupid. We're never going to do that again. So what you deem, your punishment, say, this is my father, this is my dad, his punishment for me, that he might choose for me, it might look drastic to another parent, and that parent might pick a punishment for their child that looks different, but you know who you're punishing, why you're punishing them, and what you're trying to gain from it, and garner from it. So you might say to your child, nah, you're not having your TV, you're going to your room. Another parent might say, nah, get the belt. And in today's,
you can't do that.
And in today's, they'll look down upon that. And that's what they're doing now. They're looking at the Most High saying, God wouldn't do that. But you're not God. You're not God. You don't know what, and you don't know the wickedness that Israel and his people have done. God. You see what I mean? Yeah. So
what's your take when they say man is made in the image of God?
That's right.
What's your take on that?
Okay, so that's another great question, because when it says man is made in the image of God, you got to understand that the Most High first is a spirit. When he says we are made in his image, it's saying that the things you see on a man, whether we can see, whether we have a brain, we have the capacity to create stuff.
When I see, the Bible, because most people, you ask them that question, it's a different answer altogether.
We have
just answered it the proper way.
No, yeah.
Because I'll be honest with you, I'm a man of God, and I'll be very honest with you. What makes me not go to church anymore is a very simple thing. I can't stand it. You see, you're doing God's work right now. You're wearing your own simple clothes. You put your books on the floor. You've got your two brothers here. And nothing else. There's no one worshiping you or saying anything. You're just saying it as is.
Right.
But now you find, if you go around the corner here, the Britannia, there's a guy standing right now as we are talking, telling you a big story like that. He's wearing a massive suit. They are contributing tons and tons. Everybody's got a card in church.
That's right.
What's the point? You haven't asked for my card, you haven't asked for me. That's why I stopped. But the first thing that if you say to me you're selling something, why should you sell something, the word, when you can tell me the word and go away with the word?
You got it. Freely you receive it, freely you give it out.
See, this is what I'm saying. But if you go into that building, the number of there is people of color.
Right.
Yeah.
And all of them are the ones who have taken it to the highest level.
That's
now.
right.
We're
Yeah.
not
That's why I
realizing
said
that God.
But you got to question why, and that's why I'm saying to you, because our people would call us specifically the Israelites, because I feel it's highly likely. You don't know it. You have to check your ancestry, your history, that you could be an Israelite, because we are scattered all throughout Africa. So even though you say that, you don't literally have to go back. But the scripture says the Spirit will bear witness. So the fact that you stopped and the things you said, and I know that you say you're a man of God, and the fact that you said you're not going to church.
Yeah, but I don't see why. I can't take my kids to go and be told every day, the moment we walk into church, give in order to receive.
Exactly.
What do you mean?
Exactly. like that's what God expects.
Give you money to go and buy a suit and 20,000 pounds worth of shoe and
But the thing is,
a watch.
But the
Yet
thing
there's a brother who's sitting in the corner in the church, struggling. He's got waiting a meal. You're asking him to give you 10%.
you see,
That's Christianity, that's religion.
the problem with their give to receive is that you're giving to them, not to God. And then they're saying if you give to them, give money to them
So
to keep their church
you
going.
tithe?
But
No, you got to understand tithe. You
People
biblically.
they don't understand.
No, they don't. Because
tithes
tithes
was never money.
money was done around.
So I keep saying. So that's why you see me walking on my own. I walk that way, I walk back this way. I don't believe in people that do just worry other people.
Yeah,
Everyone has got his own problem.
yeah.
You can't come to a brother and say, brother, no, I've told you this way. we have to have something for the church. What church are you talking about? We're just standing in the street. That's it.
That's
Right.
it. But that's what I'm saying. But you need to come back. The fact is, even though you know what you have a good understanding, your why is. There's a lot of people that ain't like that. There's loads of religious people. So I didn't know you knew so much about the scriptures of the Bible. You came across. You done it smartly.
Do you see how things have happened now? To take people in Europe, most people are converting to Islam.
Yeah.
Do you know why they're converting to Islam? The Quran will always stick to its basis. It never changes to suit anyone. Yes, there are people who do wrong things within their religion as well, which I'm not going to say anything. That's their choice. But with Christianity, every time something new comes up, it's either they say, no, this cannot happen. And then later on they come back. Look at male-to-male relationships. They are allowing that people can get married and the pastor comes and prays for you. What I'm saying is that surely God has all of you.
That's right.
You are doing the wrong.
Right?
In Deuteronomy 28, it says, he who is what? Frustrated, something like that, will not see the gates of heaven.
Yeah.
Deuteronomy, it says.
I don't know if it's 28.
Read it.
It's not just when it's 28.
There is.
But it does say that.
Yeah.
I know what you're saying.
All what it was doing there is such things.
Yeah, because talking about these people cutting off their genitals now, the transgenders and stuff.
So,
The male that prostrates himself can't enter into the congregation.
but then because you know what? It's Christianity. They turn back and say yes to things that they feel
But you see,
suit him. They are
that's the
doing
congregation.
They don't follow this.
They don't follow
They
that.
don't follow that. They don't.
you know
If they
when-
followed it, then they would read that it says, "Man shall not lie with man," and they'd keep it. They would read, and when they're doing it, when they're bringing transgenders in there, they would read that it says a man shall not castrate himself, and they would be like, "No, you can't be a part of this." They would do that, but they're not following it. They're not following that. So they've got a false teaching.
It's not false teaching. It's what they feel will suit
Yeah, it's still-
the
it's still
congregation
false
that they
teaching.
want to bring.
Yeah, it's still false teaching.
So
Though.
to me to tell me that in 10 or 15 years to come, do you think people will be knowing God really? I don't think
No.
Well, next thing that's going to happen is the Creator is going to bring them into war, and in the middle of their war, then Messiah is going to return, and then he's going to straighten the world out. Then he's going. But the problem is that in the time that God continually comes, He expects people to change. Those who don't change, He's going to get rid of them. People who don't accept His words, they can't be here. They can't be here. He's going to take them out.
how it works. But
So that's what's going to happen next. So
they don't believe in Christianity.
we don't believe in
When they
Christianity.
want to go for a funeral, go for a wedding, that's when they know God.
We don't believe in Christianity. We're not Christians. We're Israelites. We're Israelites. When you at? Yeah, just give me a card. Give me a card.
There's information. We've got a website there. Find us on YouTube. But do your history, because, like you said, religion's not the way forward. Like I said, even if you look at like etymology, you know what the word etymology means? So the word etymology means the history of a word. So we're looking at homosexuals. Like back in the 70s, 60s, the word gay meant happy. It meant happy.
Now it's changed.
And now it means something completely different. So, to understand what words mean, you have to look at the history of the word. That's what etymology means. So, the word religion, do you know the history of the word religion? No. So, the original word where the word religion comes from is a Latin word, and it's religare. The word religare means to bind or to constrict, refrain, and hold back. Because that's what religion was meant to do. Hold our people back, give them rules and stuff that they can and can't do to stop us from keeping the law, statutes, commandments out there. Because they know that when I say they, I'm talking about the people in power, the people who own all the banks, the people who run the country. They know once we wake up, once the people of color, the Israelites, wake up and start keeping what God says, we're unstoppable and we'll actually rule the planet righteously. Because like you said, look, turn the TV on. Every TV show has a homosexual on it. Every TV show has a transgender on it.
Right.
Every TV show has a paedophile on it. And they make
Churches,
Yeah.
Roman Catholic.
They got them in schools
in schools
with the children.
going to teach children. They've got books that if you send your child to school, they're going to read Two Mummies and Me, My Two Daddies and Me. What kind of foolishness is that?
Yeah. So, well,
And this is my point. But we have a chance. We have a choice now. We have a choice. The Most High said, "I set before you this day life and death." I set before you life and death. In this book is life and death. He said, therefore, choose life. That means you have a choice to make. You either do what he says and come into line what he says and live and
but
receive
now the
everlasting
texts
life.
of the Bible have been written maybe. Is yours the New Testament or the Old
No,
Testament?
and they've confused us. They've taught you that it's new and old.
So you see.
They've taught you it's new and old because it's the same message.
Yeah, but and the problem with that is what was Jesus quoting from?
Yeah.
What was the apostles quoting from? For them to give their understanding and their doctrine, they need to be reading from somewhere. So if it's new, right, then they shouldn't be saying anything from
Which they always revert to.
And that's the point.
and that's what they would. And
So
that's
this
what
is
they were
one
talking
thing
about.
that is sending people the wrong way
Yes,
around.
and that's the point because that's what Christianity's taught. They're all New Testament only. They don't believe you need what Moses spoke about. They don't believe you need the law.
Right.
But we're out here, we're not teaching that. We're teaching our people to wake up and come back and do what's written. Whether you like it or not, it's hard. Yeah, you might. It's not hard. The Bible says it's easy. The God says it's easy.
It's a change that's hard. It's
Yeah.
a change over from not caring about the Creator to caring about Him. That change over.
No more Christians don't do that. They care about the pastor in church. He has to be wearing a white shirt on every Sunday, a new ring, every Sunday,
new
new shoes.
Yeah,
He has to have a meal.
driving a BM,
And it's gonna be eating pork as well.
driving a
They
BM.
do.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But in the scriptures it says that's a sin. You know, we're not meant to. And you see what I mean? There's so many things. There's just loads. But you being conscious or you being aware of it.
Yeah, you can tear yourself from issues like that.
Yeah, no, but we need to be people like yourself. You need to be on this side. You need to be teaching people because there's people who don't know what you know. There's people that don't know what we know. That's why you think we want to be out here on a Sunday.
I'm from the Zimbabwean community.
Yeah.
I'm the chairman in the Zimbabwean community. So I always tell these people, stop falling. You guys are wasting your time. Every Sunday, wake up in the morning and go and waste 4 or 5 hours giving your children. Say, Papa, Papa. You said this is your dad.
My father.
So if I hear you calling me next time as a church pastor and you say dad to me when your dad is around,
Yeah, no, they
I'll
do.
punch your lights out.
Right.
Why? Why do you have to call me dad when your dad is there?
Right.
Right.
You hear someone calling someone younger than you, Papa. What's that for? I don't need that. I told you.
That's how they.
That's why I never call them. I always tell them the truth. I said, no, carry on with your monkey business there. I'll pray in my house. That's it.
But then again, you gotta know how to pray, where to pray, where you pray.
Because they always say, I will pray for you. God, to speak to God, every man for himself and God for his God.
Yeah,
So
but
how do you say you're going to pray? You're going to pray for me when
Oh, you ain't even righteous yourself. But there's ways to do it, but you're gonna have to study.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to bring it. You're gonna have to get it. But like,
Hello? Yes, ma'am. No, I don't. I just want to leave. No. Yeah, I just called him. My wife will just give me a call to go. No, you know, but you naturally
what's your name? Sorry.
Sam.
Sam. I'm Jordan. What I was saying, Sam, is yeah, we know all this, but then like you said, to pray, the scriptures, the Bible tells us where to pray to, or how to pray. So you are praying because religion don't teach you that. They just say, close your eyes, put your hands up and pray. But that's not what the
But
scripture
before
says.
the pastor prays for you, you have to put something
In
inside.
the bowl. In the bowl, yeah.
Where have you ever heard of that? There are parts you can't sit on the left, you can't sit on the right. People that pay £1,000 sit on the right. Those that pay £1 sit at the back of the congregation. And then when there's anything like a party or in the church, they eat last. So you see, you've already put the wrong image of the whole thing.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't want to be part and parcel of that.
No. No.
So I always stay away.
Right? It's a good thing. It's a good thing that you stay away.
And then do you know what I've observed what happens? Where a guy died from this same church here, he was every Sunday dead. What happens? The Zimbabwe is dead. No one is dead. Call from hospital. We've got a guy that has just passed away 2 weeks back. If no one claims it, there will be a proper burial. I said, why? I said, we think he's from Zimbabwe. You guys can come and do a point of view to identify me because no one is ever identified me. So sent a word out, guys, there's a guy that just passed away in hospital. It's been 2 weeks, no one came up. So they had to get the committee members, 3 guys who went down there. So it's a guy that we know. Then one of the guys says, oh, this guy goes to that church. We went there before the church could start on Sunday. We said, oh guys, we've got an issue here. One of your members has passed away. Yeah, we know. Just like that. So, I looked, I said, so is that how you guys deal with such issues? I said, no. The pastor said he's looking into it. I said, it's been 2 weeks already. They are saying this will have a purpose. So what are you guys doing about it? We have to come up with an idea. They said, we'll see after the church today. We waited for the call until 4 o'clock. So they had given us Monday morning at the hospital. But if nothing happens, that's going to happen. The way they had said. So we ended up contributing money, went back to the council, spoke to them. They said, okay. The rest of the people contributed. People drink beer and who don't even go to the church. We contributed to the church. We managed to get them rather proper burial. So then, the next time I see someone when they are asking myself, why are you wasting your time? You're always there every Sunday.
Right. When you die,
And when you die,
they're not going to care.
that's left out there on your own. So please yourself, continue helping. But
I won't be doing
no, it's been a pleasure to keep up the good work. Right.
Do some research on it, man.
Yeah,
It's very truly big. Because our people, until what you need to understand is, until we wake up and teach this, the world's not going to know better. The world's going to get worse.
You know the hard part, my brother. You know what the hard part
What is the hard part, bro?
The hard part is coming. The black brother that you're trying to teach, he's now knowing too much. He's even telling you he's godly. You hear them saying, the men of God. I'm also a man of God. Why should he be called the man of God on his own? Why don't you just say God's children on everyone? Rather, men of God, men of God.
No, but we are
They're idolizing people. They're no longer thinking of God anymore.
Just do some research. I know you got a good spirit on you, so just do some research. Because if you come into that knowledge and you're teaching it, then the world will know peace, man. We're not gonna know peace until that.
Yeah.